Hey yo, what is going on, Ravens flock? My name is Drastic, and I want to welcome y'all back to another video on my YouTube channel, Flock and Ravens. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about Stefon Diggs. Now, I don't want to be that guy that tells you guys I told you so, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to be that guy today because I told you guys about this a couple of videos ago. And a lot of you guys did agree with me on this topic, but there were some that were, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, and whatever. But anyways, let's go back to like a couple weeks ago, right? When the Arizona Cardinals released DeAndre Hopkins. And after this announcement came out, there was multiple reports coming out that the Buffalo Bills were interested in DeAndre Hopkins. And when I saw these reports about DeAndre Hopkins and the Buffalo Bills, the first thing that came to mind was y'all need to stop window shopping DeAndre Hopkins. Leave the dealership, go back home, and make sure that Stefon Diggs still wants to play with you guys another year. Make sure your wide receiver one is still happy in Buffalo. Make sure that there isn't any tension between Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen. I mean, let's be honest. When the Buffalo Bills got eliminated from the playoffs this year, there was so much tension in that locker room, especially between Stefon Diggs and Josh Allen. That's a fact. There was so much tension. So all I was saying is before y'all try to get Josh Allen another weapon, make sure you still have one of his favorite weapons still willing to stay and play with Josh Allen, because it was clear that he did not want to stay and keep playing with Josh Allen, and it's still clear till today. So yesterday was the first day of mandatory minicamp. That's when all the players have to report to the facility and start like the whole warm-ups and all of that. Well, technically yesterday was the second day because Monday was the first day. But Monday, that's when they do the photo shoots. They do the things with the jersey and all of that, right? So I don't really consider that to be the first day. Yesterday was the first day of mandatory minicamp. And there were reports coming out that Stefon Diggs did not report to the field. And after the whole practice, they interviewed Sean McDermott and they asked him about it. And his response was that he's very concerned that Stefon Diggs was not on the field, right? So I was very tempted to do a video about it yesterday about the whole Stefon Diggs situation, but I decided to kind of wait a little bit more to see how this all plays out. And I'm glad I did wait because we obviously got to hear what he said yesterday. And now Sean McDermott is pretending that we didn't just hear what he said yesterday because he changed the whole story up today. So he did come today to practice. I'm talking about Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs did report to practice today. And he didn't speak to the media, but at least I don't think he did. I didn't see that he did. But the coach did. Sean McDermott did. And this is what he said.
Yeah, he missed a couple days. I want to. No, I wanted to follow up on my comments regarding Steph's situation yesterday. In doing so, hope to provide better clarity for all, right, and a better understanding of the situation. I think there's a lot of things out there that aren't accurate. Um, Let me be clear. Steph did everything that he was asked to do. He was here Monday and executed his physical on time. Steph reported yesterday to.
So if he did everything that he was supposed to do, why were you concerned? So now you see what I'm saying? Like he's changing the whole story. He said, "Oh, he did everything he was supposed to. Everything was great." So why were you concerned? But all right.
Day and reported for meetings, at which time we had a good conversation, great communication, and we got to a point yesterday where we just felt like we all needed a break and some space. And so I gave Steph permission to get some space and and head out, and then picked up those conversations after practice. So let me make it clear: it was not Steph leaving unexcused. He was excused by me. Um,
All right. So let's break that down, right? He said we all needed some space, so that's why Stefon Diggs left. what are you talking about? We all, you're making it seem like the whole team needed space. So if that was the case, Josh Allen would have left. Like your whole team would have gone home. That's pretty much what would have happened if the whole team felt that we all needed space. But that didn't happen. Stefon Diggs felt that he needed space, not the team. Stefon Diggs felt that he needed space from your team, your organization, your quarterback. He left. You stayed and the whole team stayed. And then Sean McDermott tries to make it seem like everything was fine and dandy by saying he asked me to be excused from practice and I allowed it. You weren't fine. Everything is not fine. All right, because when he did ask you if he could leave and you allowed him to, right? You went on in front of the presser and you told everyone that you were concerned about him not being at practice. Why would you be concerned about him not being at practice if you supposedly allowed it? Everything was fine. Why would you be concerned about it? I'll tell you why. You're concerned about it because there should be no reason why your number one wide receiver would not want to be out there with the rest of the guys. Everyone is there. Why is your number one wide receiver not wanting to be out there? That's very concerning. And you have a lot you have the best reasons to be concerned, all right? So don't try to make it seem like, oh, it's no biggie, no problem. No, it's a big problem. And the reason why you went and changed the whole story is because I'm sure the general manager went up to you and told you, yo, that's a bad look. You need to fix this because now everybody is like gonna try to slam our quarterback and this and that and whatever. That's the only reason you change your story. Because yesterday you knew you were concerned. And now you saw how this all played out, and there are some people saying, well, there's a lot of media people saying that this is all Stefon Diggs' fault. He's selfish. He's not a team player. All these crazy stuff, right? And there is a few that are saying like, oh, maybe this has to do with there isn't good rapport between Josh Allen and his receiver and this and that and whatever. So your comment that you made in yesterday's presser alarmed so many people, starting from like the fans, media, general manager, owner, all of that. So obviously you have to try to come back today and try to fix it. And Josh Allen even tried to make it seem like, oh, it's not football related. What else could it be? Like, this man has been practicing this offseason. There's many videos of him practicing training this offseason. So if it's not football related, you're not going to see him practicing. You're just not going to hear from him. You're not going to see him at all. But no, there is many videos out there of Stefon Diggs practicing. He's willing to practice and work out and whatever, but he's just not willing to do that in your facility. So there is some sort of issue. If I'm Josh Allen, I'd be sick to my stomach right now because your number one wide receiver does not want to play with you anymore. A proven wide receiver, a top 3 wide receiver, does not want to play with you anymore. And that's very, very concerning because how is that going to look when your front office is trying to bring in other talent like a DeAndre Hopkins? When another proven wide receiver sees that another proven wide receiver like Stefon Diggs does not want to be there, you think he's going to want to come to the Buffalo Bills? No, he's not. The only way he goes is if like the Buffalo Bills throw a bunch of money his way, which they don't have. So trust me, DeAndre Hopkins is not going to take a pay cut to play with Josh Allen after what he saw with Stefon Diggs. So I would be worried because this might be the end of people just wanting to play with Josh Allen. If things go south with Stefon Diggs, it's gonna be hard for the Buffalo Bills to get players to come play with Josh Allen by taking a pay cut. They're gonna have to start paying like crazy amounts of money because no one's gonna want to play with you anymore. You're gonna be exposed. You're gonna be. You better pray and hope that Stefon Diggs decides, you know what, guys, I was just kidding. I want to keep playing with Josh Allen. You better hope that that's the outcome because if this guy leaves, bro, you're done. You're gonna be exposed. You're gonna be exposed for what you are. I want to make one thing clear to you guys. All right, When I talk about Josh Allen, he's a good quarterback, but he's not great. Like everybody tries to make it seem like he's not great. He's not on a pedestal like how the media wants to put him on. He's not. He's not there. He has the potential to, maybe, I don't know, but as of now, he's not great. No one was talking about Josh Allen before Stefon Diggs. No one. All right. Stefon Diggs came, and now all of a sudden, Stefon Diggs made him look great. It just made him look great. And the moment Stefon Diggs leaves the Buffalo Bills, he's gonna be exposed once again. He's gonna go back to what he was before Stefon Diggs. I don't blame Stefon Diggs for not wanting to play with Josh Allen anymore because Josh Allen literally quit on the team when it mattered the most. I don't know if you guys remember, but in the playoffs, there was even like a picture going around of Josh Allen sitting on the bench, and you see Stefon Diggs kind of trying to get his attention, trying to like talk to him, yelling at him. Not even talking; he was yelling at him. And Josh Allen was just like he threw the white flag like 6 plays ago, man. Like he was done with the game. And in sports, if any of you guys ever played sports, like you don't do that. That's like one of the very first things that they teach you in every sports, because I've played soccer, I've played football, I've played basketball. So in any sports, there is a time in practice where it could be in the beginning or at the end. The coach is gonna make the whole team run a couple of laps around the basketball court, the football field, whatever, right? And when they're doing this, the coach's main thing is to plant in your brain that you guys are a team. You guys are a family. No one gets left behind. We're all going to either lose together or we're gonna win together, right? So in this case, we want to win together. You all have to finish doing those 1, 2, 3 laps, whatever he tells you to do, together, right? So it's at this time when you have like the heavier players like the D linemen, because they're heavier, right? They're bigger. They're struggling, and that's when other players run next to them, and when they see that they're kind of wanting to give up or they want to take a break, they encourage them to keep going. Like they're like, no, you're not giving up on yourself, you're giving up on me, you're giving up on the team. Don't do that. We're gonna finish, we're gonna do it together. And they push them, right? Even if they have to push them, like literally push them to keep going, it motivates them to finish because they feel that support. And then at the end, they feel good because it's like, wow, we did this as a team, right? So I've seen this not just in one team or one sport. I've seen this in like soccer, basketball, football. I've seen it like in different sports. And from personal experience, right? I'm talking about my personal experience. I've seen this happen multiple times. So I imagine that's a real thing in like all sports, right? I've never played, professional sports like in college or NFL, obviously, right? But I'm assuming that it's very similar. Like everybody knows this, has this mentality that we cannot quit on the team, right? So I tell you guys all of that so you guys could understand a little bit more of how bad this is that Josh Allen quit on his team in one of the biggest, most important game of their season, right? Because Josh Allen, he's just not any random player, right? He doesn't play any random position. Josh Allen plays the quarterback position, which is the most important position in football. So if you have your captain quit on you, like how do you think that made the whole team feel, right? Especially when everybody is trying and trying, like they're giving it their all, and then you have your captain quit on you. That is like the worst thing you could do in any sports, not just football, any sport. So by Josh Allen doing this, he kind of like slapped a lot of players in the face because there's a lot of players that put in a lot of hard work into getting to the playoffs, right? You could only imagine there is probably even some players who like practice through like some horrible injuries, and maybe they're not even telling doctors like, oh, I injured my ankle last game or whatever, just so that they could keep practicing and so that they're able to play in the next game and the next game, and hopefully playoffs and Super Bowl. So he's kind of like discarding everyone's hard work just because he simply gave up. That's not a captain that you want on your team. Any sport you play, you don't want someone like that to be your captain. Now, if he's like I don't know, a wide receiver number 5 in that position, right? Then it's okay. Or QB3, it doesn't matter, right? Because he's not even going to see the field, right? But your QB1, you can't do that. You can't quit on your team. So for me, seeing Stefon Diggs asking to be excused from practice, I'm not mad at you. I can't, because what's the point of putting all this hard work once again into the team just so that when you guys get to the one of the main games of the season, the playoffs, right? The road to the Super Bowl, your quarterback's gonna quit on you. For what? Like, what are you doing all that for? So I can't blame him for that. I can't. Like, no one's talking about what Josh Allen didn't do for the team, how he quit on his team mid game. Like, no one's talking about that. All eyes are on Stefon Diggs did not go to practice and he's selfish. This just feels very similar to the same situation with the Arizona Cardinals and DeAndre Hopkins. Like, do you guys remember that video we saw when DeAndre Hopkins was caught on the sideline yelling at Kyler Murray, and Hollywood Brown was just awkwardly just standing there, like he didn't know what to do with himself. Like he was just there, like he didn't know which way to look. He didn't know if like to like where to put his hands. Like he was just there, like so awkward. But anyways, then reports started coming out that DeAndre Hopkins was not happy, was not content in Arizona, did not want to play with Kyler Murray anymore. And DeAndre Hopkins never shut those reports down. Like he kind of let those reports run its cycle, and eventually they released him because they couldn't find a trade partner, and they ended up just releasing DeAndre Hopkins. And we're seeing the same thing with the Buffalo Bills and Stefon Diggs right now, because we all saw that video of Stefon Diggs yelling at Josh Allen on the sidelines on that playoff game, right? Because he was frustrated. He was frustrated with Josh Allen because he was pretty much quitting on the team. He wasn't giving it his all like the rest of the team. So he was like, Stefon Diggs was fuming. He was fuming, right? And then when they lost, like he just went to the locker room, cleared out his locker, bounced. He didn't talk to the media. He didn't say bye to anyone. He bounced. He got his stuff and bounced. So you could see how much tension and how frustrated he was with the team, with Josh Allen. So we're seeing the same thing. And now with all of these reports coming out that, Stefon Diggs is not happy in Buffalo and whatever, I feel like it's going to only get worse and worse. And I'm assuming that maybe the manager talked to Stefon Diggs and said, "Yo, look, try to stay in practice. It's making us look bad or whatever, this and that." And maybe things, go his, like I said, Josh Allen better pray and hope that things get resolved with the Stefon Diggs and the team. Otherwise, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same thing where he's gonna they're gonna shop him around to try to get him traded, and if they don't find a partner, they're gonna have to just release him, right? Because I don't see that Josh Allen after this is gonna want to do another year with this team if they don't get to the Super Bowl. I don't see him wanting to be back again. So as a Ravens fan, I hope that things continue to head in the same direction that they're heading to, and the tension remains in the Buffalo Bills locker room. That way the Bills can start looking for a trade partner. And that's when EDC should step in. Like, keep tabs on them, right? Like, keep checking in on them, seeing, how they're doing, what's going on, how do they feel about trading Stefon Diggs. Send them a fruit basket every now and then, just to sweeten some things up. But hopefully, if they do decide to trade Stefon Diggs, me and I'm sure a lot of you guys hope that the Ravens managed to bring Stefon Diggs to the Ravens. Like, that would do so much for Lamar Jackson, because Stefon Diggs, he has many more years in him, man. He has so much left in his career. I don't think he hit his prime. Like, I feel like he hasn't hit that ceiling yet. I feel like he has a lot. He just needs the right quarterback, and we'll be able to see like what he could really do in his career, like his ceiling, right? And I feel like he could do that with a Lamar Jackson, even like with the Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. But hopefully he comes to the Baltimore Ravens because for selfish reasons, right? Yeah, man. I honestly feel like it's going the same direction as the whole Arizona and DeAndre Hopkins thing went, right? Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about the video. And if you guys agree with me about Stefon Diggs not wanting to be in Buffalo because of Josh Allen. Because I don't think there's any other reason. I don't think Josh Allen does not want to be in Buffalo because of the front office, because of the coach, because of the fans, because of the city. Nah. The only reason he does not want to be in Buffalo is because of Joshua Allen's. That's the only reason why he does not want to be in Buffalo. Let me know if you guys agree with me or if you guys don't. But make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And with that, I'm going to have to see you on the next video. And once again, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet.